Next up, we have Viyella's Destiny by Laur, featured in Osu, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a Layman-Friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you're watching this and you like the sound of that, of course you're watching this, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access to the content, more details about all of the other spiels that I give at the end of the video. Disclaimers showing on the screen right now. So I'll pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's go ahead and do this. Viyella's Destiny. Let's go. Okay, so we start with several elements over here. We're having mainly the piano giving us our initial... I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be instrumental or if this is going to be a song. So I'm going to say it gives us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. On top of that, we have a synth higher up giving us a little bit of build-up. It's very, very nice and increasing tension, and I think there's another synth in the back giving us a little bit of extra background for this. Let me hear a bit more. Yes, bass. Okay, so we have a quick moment. We bring in what sounds to be a women's chorus, giving us a variation of the motif. Instead of going down, up, it's going down, and we bring in some orchestral elements to it, mainly some percussion, and now we are having the piano giving us this downward, like spiraling downwards moment. Let's see where it goes. Oh. Okay, so we bring in the electronic drum kit, and we're having multiple things happening. We're having, first and foremost, we're having violins doing staccato, right? So, this is from the previous video. So staccato is when you play short and sweet, short bursts. By the way, I have this. I have a keyboard. It's animated. You can see the keys that I'm pressing. I've had this the whole time. We are well over, like, I think this LFA over here is like number 443 or 44. And I've had this the whole time. I've had this keyboard right in front of me the whole time. I legitimately forgot to just turn it on. And to just turn on this software and just, like, set up the sound. I've had this the whole time. So, I will, fake news, I've had this the whole time. This has been here from day one since I set up. James are stupid? No, this is not stupidity, this is just me forgetting. Like, I legit just forgot to use it. So, we're having, staccato, right? So, staccato means short bursts. Short bursts, nice and simple. The opposite of staccato being, of course, legato. Legato being, we are wiser now too. And legato, of course, being when you're playing the note. When you're letting the note completely play all the way through. So we're having staccato violins giving us the motif, and we're engaging in a quick call and response with the piano. So the violins are playing the way up, and the piano is playing the way down of the motif. Call being the violins going up, response being the piano going down. Really, really cool way of splitting down the motif and engaging in what we would call orchestration. Orchestration being, slash instrumentation, being picking the right instrument for the right sound and the right psychological responses. And let's see where it goes. Oh yeah, and in the meantime we're having the chorus giving us some like staccato stuff. We bring it. Ooh, I like it. So the chorus is giving us the downbeat of the measures. It's giving us downbeats. The chorus is giving us the downbeat. So let me go through what a downbeat is. For that, we need to step back a little bit. So when you're having music, when you make music, you have three elements: melody, harmony, and rhythm. Rhythm being the use of time. How fast, how slow things happen, when they happen, your beat, and all that kind of stuff. Rhythm is then subdivided into bars or measures, which are then determined by a time signature. Bars and measures are the exact same. It's the same concept, just two different words. Why? Music, that's why. So, time signature is then going to be determined by two numbers: upper number, lower number. The upper number is going to tell you the number of notes or beats that you're going to have. The lower number is going to tell you the type that you're going to have. In English, it's pretty easy to remember. You have whole notes being 1, half notes being 2, quarter notes being 4, eighth notes being 8, 16th notes being 16, and so on and so forth, right? So in this case, 4/4 is 4 quarter notes in a bar. And by the way, one whole note contains 2 half notes, 1 half note contains 2 quarter notes, 1 quarter note contains 2 eighth notes, so on and so forth. So a 4/4 bar, you're going to have 4 quarter notes, and you're going to count the quarter notes. So it's going to be easy. You count quarter notes 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you engage in simple counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of thing. Simon, welcome today. How you doing? I have no idea what that is, so enjoy. So, Eternal Towers of Hell. That's the Roblox one. Nice. So when you have the time in your time signature, the first beat of your bar is going to be the downbeat. This is the first one. Usually because of how you conduct. As you can see, whenever I count, you will see that I'm doing hand motions. That is conducting. So the way it works is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, where, yes, this is the motion that you're doing. So you have 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 over here. And these are the hand motions that you do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a very good way of visualizing. This is what conductors do for conducting. And right now, even though I am speaking, I am still keeping track of the metronome that I have established for myself, still counting in 4, because now I have the muscle memory. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am still doing that. It kind of allows you to multitask like that. So yes, the downbeat is called the downbeat because, as you can see, beat number 1 goes down like that. It's the 1, 1. Because it's universal. No matter what kind of bar you're doing, no matter what kind of measure you're doing, the first beat is always going to be the same. Because this is 4/4. This is how 4/4 looks. 3/4 would be 1, 2, 3, with 1 being here, 2 being here, and 3 being here. So the upbeat being the final one is always going to be the same, and the downbeat is going to be the same as well. The last one of the it's not really the upbeat, it's the pickup beat or whatever. But yeah, the last one is usually going to go up. The first one is usually going to go down. 1. And we have that. Like even for 2. 1. Oh, wait, no. 2 is going to be 1, 2. So it's always going to have the downward motion, which is why it's called the downbeat. And right now, we are having the chorus giving us a downbeat accent for the downbeat. Accents in music being for accentuation, which just means you're highlighting points in the rhythm, in this case, giving us the downbeats. Very nice. Let's see where it goes. Nice cadence. Oh yeah, and we bring in a violin playing a solo with the piano doing variations on the motif. It's a little bit difficult to tell because of everything else that is going on, but it's really cool. Let's see where it goes. Oh, and we bring a harpsichord! Yes! We bring a harpsichord! Okay, so, the harpsichord being one of my favorite instruments. It was an instrument used during the classical period mainly, and it's the precursor, one of the precursors to the piano that we have. Here is, which one's the one that we usually use? This one. Here, as you can see, it looks very similar to a piano, but the mechanism was very different. The mechanism in a harpsichord, a clavier, all of these other instruments were binary. These were all very binary systems where you press down the key, the system, the mechanism plucks the string, and then when you let go of the string, it mutes the string, and that's it. There's no quiet, there is no loud. Then eventually, during the late classical period, we are introduced to the pianoforte. That is the full name of the instrument, pianoforte. The pianoforte, because musical terms, piano means quiet, forte means loud. Because the system of the piano now allows us to be able to play quietly and to gradually get louder and louder as we go with a keyboard instrument. This was not possible, which is why if you look at works by people before Beethoven, like Mozart, Haydn, Handel, Bach, all of these other, and you see their keyboard music, they're usually not going to say how loud or how quiet you're supposed to play it, because it just wasn't a setting that existed. It was not possible. It was simply not a possibility. So once the pianoforte came to be, now you see artists, composers like Beethoven with the Moonlight Sonata, that the first movement I think is, it's supposed to be super quiet. Super quiet. Whereas the third movement is really loud. So you take advantage of the pianoforte, whereas a harpsichord does not. But then the harpsichord has this really cool sound that is like plucked strings, and is what we're getting. Very nice. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so right before this, we were using cadential phrases. So again, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension, you're resolving that tension. Point in between, we call a cadence. And within cadence, we have the existence of cadential phrases or cadential melodies. The whole point of these is that these are little motifs, little melodies that don't really interfere with your motif. Because if there's one downside of using motifs and writing melodic instrumental music like this, is that motifs are very temperamental, and more importantly, they're very jealous. If you take away the spotlight from your motif in your composition, it can break apart the entirety of the music. Your entire piece can fall apart if the motif is not constantly at the front center. It's a diva like that. However, if you introduce cadential phrases, you don't need to worry about that. Let's bring our very trusty C major motif. Let's say our motif is this, right? There we go. We have this one going on, and whatever version of the motif we're doing this kind of stuff. But if we then say, okay, we're doing this, that was not the motif, but we used a cadential melody after our motif, which allowed for the cadence to happen. And there are so many of these. So, for example, there's another one. There's so many other cadential phrases that you can use in spite of your motif existing, that is not going to get in the way of your motifs, and you just have to make the most out of them. And right now we just had a bunch of those being played in very quick succession, bringing us to the current section. Let's see where it goes. Speeding up. Variation of the piano motif. Going around very interesting chords. Ooh. Oh, this is so cool. So we change now from the piano to a cello, giving us what the piano was just playing, giving us a little bit of imitation over there, while the piano switches over doing arpeggios. Arpeggios being when you play a chord one note at a time. You have the block chord being played over here, arpeggio, one chord at a time, and of course the piano playing these considerably faster than anything else. We bring back the drums. Let's see where this goes. There's a synth on top of that. Oh, really cool cadential melody there. That's the way I keep it back. Ooh. We speed up. So we speed up the motifs. We speed up everything in what is called reduction. So reduction, oh, that was my computer, sorry. Reduction being when you speed up a motif, not so much when you speed up the recording, but the motif itself. So for example, let's say we have our trusty C major motif. If we reduce it, there you go. It's faster, and it sounds different as if I were to just take the recording of the initial and just speed it up. It gives you completely different things. We had reduction, then we had, I think we had some sequencing as well. Sequencing being when you take a motif, you repeat it, but you started from different points on the scale. Let's take the C major motif. Then we sequence it, we play the same shape, just one note higher. One note higher. We end up with the whole melody being giving us 3 versions of the motif being sequenced together. And if we were to reduce that, it would play a lot faster, which I'm not good enough to do that on keyboard. I'm just giving you examples here. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Oh my god. Okay, so we bring in the synth, like the electronic synth, giving us taking over the melody to what just happened. I really like this because we are basically playing the same motifs twice, the same musical ideas twice. We're just changing the instruments, and by changing the instrument, we're just completely changing the connotation of everything. This is really cool. But yeah, we bring this one while the chorus is still giving us those downbeats, and this is awesome. Let's see where it goes. Same thing that the piano was playing. It's faster, we speed up the drums, and cadential phrase. Really cool cadential phrase version of the motif, I would say. Piano doing the arpeggios, the chorus brings us forward. And off the ramp we go. So off the ramp has happened already. I like the formula that Laur is using over here. So off the ramp, of course, being demand context where there's the context. You just heard it. So colloquial. Being by that I mean that there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. So off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats, it can be as long as an entire section, and the way what it does is that it makes your listener feel suspended off in the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land, kind of like going off a ramp. How do you do that? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well. In this case, we remove everything except the piano. And the way we are doing this, I'm really liking this. We are introducing the material, whatever version of the material we're using, through the piano first, and then we bring the variations with the other stuff. So this is the theme and variations. Form-wise, structurally speaking, this is called theme and variations. Theme and variations. Because the very beginning, we introduced with the piano a very simple version of the motif. Then we went through the first orchestral version, second orchestral version, solo version, like a couple of variations. Then we went back to the piano. We got an introduction of the new variation of the motif. Then we did a couple variations of that. Now we're bringing a new variation of the motif, and we're probably going to do another couple of variations of that. That is really good. I was not expecting that because theme and variations are very difficult to do. By the way, the most popular existing theme and variations that exists, À vous dirai-je maman, which yeah, that is it. Many of you know it by other names. Mozart made a theme and variations of it, and he just takes that, makes a bunch of variations of it. It gets pretty crazy, and now we are doing that as well. So, oh my god, decent pronunciation. Thank you. I don't speak French, so so yeah, let's see where this goes. And we have some extra elements in the back to give us extra texture, and so we are delaying the playing of the motif this time with the build-up of the chorus with the cadential. So yes, a part that makes this a little bit tricky is that every time we introduce the new material in the piano, we bring the like breakdown cadence that we have over here, and then we introduce the new variation. That throws things off a little bit structure-wise, but it still remains faithful to the theme and variations. This is really good. Off the ramp, and now we're going crazier and crazier. We engaged in a little bit of sequencing there, pure cadence over there. I love this. So we now switch over from the 4/4 that we have. We go over to a waltz-like structure. The waltz being in 6, as you can count, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very dance-like, but I love the combination of harpsichord plus piano, because usually piano is more associated with the Romantic period, while the harpsichord is more associated with the Classical period. So piano is Romantic, and afterwards harpsichord is usually Classical and before, which is this really cool way of bringing the clash of the two worlds, and it just sounds really nice. So we have the harpsichord giving us our chords, doing the waltz, while the piano is going absolutely insane in this whole thing. And most importantly, the piano is now engaging in trills. So trills in music is a wonderful thing, because there are a couple of things in music that are legitimately quantum. And I'm talking quantum, as in more than one thing is true at the same time. So when it comes to trills, trills is when you play two notes one after the other in quick succession. That kind of thing. So when you have music, you will need a scale, right? You have your scale. In this case, let's use the scale of C major, right? So C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, back to C. And when you're using the scale, you're going to be being very careful of what notes you're using depending on what chords you are using. So if you're playing the chord of C major, C, E, and G, you want to avoid some notes depending on where you are, because there are three types of pairings that you can do with your chords. There are three effects that you can get when you put two notes together. You can get consonance, you can get dissonance, or you can get a tritone. Tritone being unstable. The tritone being the only degree in music. Degree, let's call it degree, like the distance between two notes. The only pairing of notes that is inherently unstable, and it's the only one that is symmetrical. Monchi, welcome today, man. How you doing? So yes, for example, consonant is going to be your thirds, your fifths, fourths, your sixths. Like, it's going to sound nice. Then you're going to have your dissonance, something like seconds or sevenths. However, then you have the tritone, which sounds inherently unstable. And it doesn't matter what you do with the tritone, it sounds unstable, which then can be used to resolve, like the most popular one. So, the cool thing about trills is that you can take notes that would otherwise be a dissonance. Let's say, for example, let's take the notes C and E. And if we add G to this, we get the chord of C, and if we instead change it to an A, we get the chord of A. But if we went to play both of them at the same time, A and G, first we get the dissonance, but if we play it along with C and A and E, you get A minor 7. However, if we play A and G in a trill, now we are engaging in one of the most fascinating things in music, that because the notes are being played in a trill one after the other, it counts as both notes being played at the same time, having the properties of both at the same time. So instead of having the A minor 7 being played over here with the trill, we are now having both C major and A minor playing at the same time. We're playing two chords at the same time without the dissonance. That is the beauty of the trills. And right now we're using them very, very fast. Validis, welcome today, man. How you doing? Very, very... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Very, very fast that we're using them. And now, you know, and by the way, trills can be used in so many ways. For example, if you use it to... you can use it to dispel... what's it called? Degrees that would usually be dissonant. Like if we play C, E, and D at the same time, you get this. But if you then play C and D down here in a trill, and then D and E up above, you can get this really cool. Which, if you then add like a G, you can get like a very cool, like, esoteric kind of chord. But yeah, we're having some trills here, and let's see. I'm a terrible teacher. That I am, yes. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, you can hear the trills there. And we move it. And once again, we do the switching of the instruments. The harpsichord is still there, but we switch the piano to what sounds to be a music box. Back to the piano with some... We switch the harpsichord for the strings. Variation. Oh my god, this is so good. We're finally bringing the chorus doing the thing, not just the downbeats. We're bringing in piano with flute, giving us another variation. Now we have the chorus building up again. Flute very high doing some trills. The breakdown motif. And we bring in the synth. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. So yeah, we're following the same formula that we were before. We are still following the exact same formula of now we bring in the electronic synth, giving us the melody, while the chorus is doing the downbeats, while we have a couple of the other instruments taking care of the accompaniment, but it just works. It just works really, really, really good. We don't need more shots of the crotch, please. The doll looks nice. Oh, I haven't been paying attention to the video itself. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Let's see. So we're bringing the cadential phrases. And how are you gonna end this? One more round of the arpeggios and the chorus. We speed it up and... Oh, we're bringing completely the full cadential sequencing. One last run. All the way down. One last cadence. And we bring it all down. Oh my god, what an insane piece like that. Or such a crazy composer. It's a more digestible... This is like, and don't take this the wrong way, this is like Camellia, but more digestible. Like, this is a lot easier to listen to than Camellia. Like, I know that Camellia usually does it for the video game, so you want that escalation, and you want those crazy parts, but Laur, I think, balances it out a lot better. A lot better. And there you go. So we have one last couple of runs, and there you go. That was Viyella's Destiny by Laur, featured in Osu, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers before Christmas of 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no rat behaviors like that. We did have a member in the community, by the way, offering to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. If you have other ideas or if you want to offer something to help build hype, let me know. We'll make it happen. Yes, share the videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Yes, artists, Laur, if you ever want, or any other YouTube artists, if you ever want any Mongolian throat singing from me, you know, the good old kind of thing, or some voice acting, or some guitars from me, just reach out, let me know, we'll make it happen. If you know any other artists, if you're in the audience, you know any other artists that could benefit from it, let them know. Do not harass anyone, do not spam anyone, alright? Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, you get access to the videos when I schedule them on Saturdays, so become a member today. Yes, if you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, linked down below. So, if you live in Enkilili, Malaysia, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Don't worry, just go to Discord or Twitch, both linked down below, and they're going to show the streaming schedule in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the recordings of the gaming after shows. They get recorded on the main channel, and then the recordings go on that one. Link down below, or just search on YouTube for the same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Viyella's Destiny by Laur. That was awesome, dude. I'm impressed by the fact that it was theme and variations. Really good stuff, dude. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.